Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you are watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hi, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
That little notify bell next to it. We're on the road to 194,000, Larson. We've been on this perpetual. Oh my God, you cut everything off. Nice.
It was good. Like this on Saturday.
Really? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I do not. I don't notice anything, man. Yeah, you look sharp, buddy.
Thank you.
Anyways, yeah.
A couple days
so,
late doesn't
look,
really
if you're
matter
not
that much.
subscribed to Going In Raw, what's that?
I didn't say anything.
If you're not subscribed to Going In Raw, but you think you might be, just hit that subscribe button and the notify bell next to it. Because yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's a matter of like our first giant batch of subscribers were all people who just want to like Steve and Larson 10 for the win extra stuff, and like we're just dropping them, or if it's just a problem with us.
I don't. I just think it's us.
You just go with the flow, man.
We realize that
We're frauds.
we're old.
Speak for yourself. Anyways,
You're only a year younger than me.
I know, but I don't act it. We're also on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. We have a variety of reward tiers over there. We got some new patrons in over the weekend.
Yes.
Some of it, I think, largely thanks to that awesome Triplemania stream
Oh man,
that
that
we
was
had.
a blast! Thank you, everybody for joining us. That was the most fun I've had watching wrestling in a long time. We're going to talk more about that later.
I got some. Well, I'm gonna start off with some bad news. This might lose us more subs, Larson.
What?
Some people have asked over the weekend, how can now? I want to watch it. I want to watch the VOD.
It's a one-time only deal.
I want to watch the VOD.
It was a one-time only deal.
It was live. No, you don't really get that too often these days.
No.
When something is in the moment, Larson.
No.
Here's the thing. Although we would love to have this VOD be available, unfortunately, due to the rules at AAA, who we want to get in the good graces for. Yeah? We want media passes. Yeah. Unfortunately, they have said that, look, you can co-stream only live. You're not allowed. Now, if you want to watch Triplemania, they probably have it on their VOD.
I would think so, yes.
Unfortunately, you can't watch it with us, with our vital commentary.
The only way we might be able to make it work somehow, I thought about this, is releasing the audio. So you can listen to the audio while you're watching Triplemania. However, there's no visuals.
The problem with that.
Oh, there's audio from the show. All right, can't do that either.
The show.
One-time only deal.
So one time, either you were there, and here's the thing. For next Triplemania, you're going to have to wait 364 days. However, I think you and I can both agree we need to put our heads together and see about maybe doing some more co-streams.
With Triplemania stuff.
With
Triplemania.
Triplemania.
Absolutely. And they got a couple of major shows coming up later this year, whether they're streaming or not, I don't know. But
I would think that Kenny one is going to happen in LA, right?
I don't know if he can wrestle for other promotions in North America other than AEW. I know they got a partnership, but still, I don't know.
I would think.
Well, sorry, not North America. I guess Mexico is Central or North America, depending on one's.
Yeah, I would think the partnership,
geography.
Like a partnership would probably preclude that.
We'll find out.
Let's see here. New patrons. We've got. Where did I leave off before?
What?
I was just going to go back to Friday. Shane Brown, Matthew Broadhurst, the Cruiserweight Assassin, Charlie Mercury, Luis Navoa, Sage Derenek Williams, Stevie Ray. No, not that one. He clarifies. It's not the actual Stevie Ray.
If it was Stevie Ray.
Brian Randell. I agree. Jose Avilla, Jack Spencer, and of course, non-news aficionado Wang Choco's back in the Patreon fold.
Cool.
He's going to be dropping a Matt Chat question on us this week.
Excellent.
Very excited about that. I hope he has like a lovely
Can't
dish
wait.
of food. His Instagram is chock full of
Really
awesome dishes from different restaurants.
I love me some food.
So hopefully Wang will have a food-inspired Matt Chat. No pressure. He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
It's up to him.
We got a new YouTube channel member here, Jonathan. A couple of super chats we'll do before we get to the news. Joe Juarez, hey boys, what a big week this will be. I'm afraid nothing will match up with what we saw at Triplemania. We'll talk about that more later, but Triplemania was a hell of a show. Dragon Reborn, bummed out, not enough orders for a shoot fight. I think Dragon Reborn is really pushing for me and Hilton to go at it.
What was the fisticuffs tier?
That might have been 69 orders. I don't know. I don't know if there was actually a tier.
We were too close.
I don't know
to
if there was
that.
actually a tier, a number. I think he just said at X number of sales, you guys got to throw down.
All right. Well,
because he was sure that was about to happen at some point at a party. I don't recall it.
Rory remembers. That's all I care about.
I don't know. I don't really trust his recollection that much.
Ooh, I'm going to tell him he said that.
Go ahead.
So Larson shooting on Rory. How about Roman shooting on Mox?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Anyways, the co-cover star of WWE 2K20, Roman Reigns himself, Chill Roman, spoke to ESPN to promote WWE 2K20. Of course, all the info dropped today. We're going to talk about it in a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, he was asked about his former Shield running buddy, John Moxley, FKA.
Dean Ambrose, in case you didn't know.
And here's what Big Dog had to say about his friend's complaints about WWE Creative.
You want to do this in Roman voice best you can?
It's a Chill Roman. He'll say,
It's got to be deep.
I'll tell you straight up. I'll do punishment for him. I'll tell you straight up. I disagree. Or Gregory Peck. I'll tell you straight up. No, I'll just do a Steve voice. He says, I disagree with what Dean Ambrose said about the creative process. I love the guy. I love him to death. He's my brother, and wrestling ain't going to stop that. On a personal level, me and that dude can hang out, have a beer or two, and just talk. And even when we don't talk, that's just our relationship. But. He doesn't actually say but there's always a but.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm sure there's what's the term, a pregnant pause?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty much him saying but, yes.
When it comes down to it, creative-wise, that's on you. Communication is communication. When you go in there and you talk to your boss, you got to let him know. He even made comments about the things I had to say, but that was in a different place. I was brand new. We've worked our asses off for Vince in this company, and he respects that, and he wants to know our opinions. You have to speak up for yourself. I'm in a position now where he listens to everything I have to say, what I'm feeling. Early on, when you don't have any equity, when you haven't put in any time, you should do what the boss says. But once you earn that equity, once you've got the keys to the car, which Ambrose was clearly in that position because all three of us were, you have to speak up for yourself and do what's right for you.
So what's he disagreeing with?
If I'm not mistaken, Larson, Dean did what was best for him and he left.
Well, he also did everything that Roman says that he did. He had a problem with stuff. He went and talked to Vince about it, and Vince just said, say it anyways.
Vince took out a crayon and wrote on a note, Moxley needs to do what I say, and then gave it back to him.
It seems to be a situation where maybe either Vince just had a very clear vision of what he wanted Ambrose's character to be, or he just wasn't very fond of Jonathan Good's ideas.
Yeah.
Because I don't doubt, because Seth has more or less said the same thing, although he was a bit more pointed in his criticism of Ambrose. Saying, if you got a problem, go and take it up with the boss, which is exactly what Moxley spent the whole 2-hour duration of that podcast with Jericho saying. He get a script. This is garbage. I need to talk to Vince. Mm-hmm. That was the continuing cycle, seemingly for years upon years upon years. And I don't know if it's part of it is Roman and Seth being good company men, or if they are given a lot more latitude than Dean evidently was in terms of their creative. It's just it's bizarre that they say, okay, we can go in there, we can voice our opinions, and we essentially can't get our way. And then Ambrose seemingly at every turn was like, no.
Now you've touched on this before, dude. It is a completely different thing, and I'm surprised that this aspect of it isn't addressed. Or maybe I'm not surprised. Seth Rollins' character, what is it?
Good wrestler.
Roman Reigns' character, what is it?
Big dog.
Okay. Not actual big dog though, but he's just
face of the company. That's his character.
Face of the company, sort of guy. Like they've never been guys who have been strong on personality. They haven't been. Roman is the big, indestructible powerhouse guy.
Indestructible.
What did I say? Indestructible? Uh-huh. Hey, look, man, I'm like the Warrior. I just make up words as I go along.
I don't think you want that association, man.
Well, so yeah, Roman Reigns is the guy that can't be beat, but he's the strong. He's sort of the strong silent type. There's not a lot of character going on there, man. Strong silent types, they're not really known for personality.
Now, if they push chill Roman more, that's a character.
And even that's just a chill dude. They try to do that a little bit, and that's just him. He's just a chill dude, right?
Yeah. Whereas Seth is good wrestler. That's his character.
Seth is good wrestler. There's not a whole lot of personality there. No. He's just...
In fact, when he tries to show personality, it comes off as super nerdy.
Yeah, I know, and obnoxious. His character, by and large, has been agreeable.
Yeah.
I mean, back when he was a heel, it's completely different.
Or that little stretch we had the chair with him.
Yeah, that was fun. That 1 week was great.
Yeah, that was a great week.
Guy with chair is awesome.
It's funny that Baron Corbin's the one that got that out of him.
But Dean... being the lunatic fringe, they never really understood what that meant. Because they never were able to translate it. I never understood what it was.
I think Vince's idea of lunatic fringe was...
quirky.
Yeah, quirky, a very family friendly take on a crazy person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or it's just kind of quirky.
Yeah. Like Finn Balor's character is just cool guy.
Cool smiling guy.
Yeah, which is like not really nearly as cool as his Devitt character, which is like crazy guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that honestly, like Devitt during the sort of proto Bullet Club days, that, I mean, if you want to dub somebody a lunatic fringe, the guy who's going around like doing these mock executions and putting his like gun up to journalists.
Finn Balor, that's it.
That's like lunatic. That's like lunatic
the real
right
rock
there.
And roller, yeah.
Dean Ambrose is just sort of, he was just
kind of quirky dude.
And so there's just a lot more creatively that they could play with him.
Oh, obviously, and they never did.
That's just, they tried. I mean, that's the point though, is that they tried a bunch of different things and none of it was what was true to him.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that now in the G1 to, I think, just a delight.
Yeah,
like
great effect, yes.
It's great effect, exactly. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he's been doing great work. Did you see his Jay White match?
No, I didn't.
It's his first clean loss, man.
Ooh, really?
Well, his first pinfall loss. I don't know how clean it was. I'm sure Gato got involved, but I haven't watched it yet.
I mean, I know that Jay White needed a win.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
That's a huge one for him.
Are they going to do like a thing where Yano's in Mox's head now that he took that one ridiculous loss? Boy, that was a fun match.
Yeah.
Wow, so he lost. Interesting. Any other highlights? I didn't. I know that
apparently
Sanada beat Okada.
Yeah, that was apparently a really good match. Let's just move on to that. Speaking of which, so spoiler alert, Sanada finally defeated Kazuchika Okada during their A block match this weekend. And following his win, words started popping up all over Twitter that he either is a free agent or is going to be a free agent to be. Voices of Wrestling commented on that conversation saying, quote, free agent, period. And the WWE rumblings are happening again. If I were New Japan, I'd attempt to lock him up. 3 straight sellouts versus Okada, and regardless of what anyone might think of his work, he has an obvious crowd connection and superstar upside. So let's pose the question. Should Sanada leave New Japan and go to NXT? No, he's on the precipice of being pushed to a main eventer in New Japan. If he goes to NXT, I don't know. Because I enjoy his work for the most part.
Yeah, sure.
His match against Zack Sabre Jr. in the G1 this year was awesome. Mm-hmm. I've enjoyed tons of his matches. He's not like a strong personality, however.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some interviews with him. He's a good interview.
Yeah.
The interview he did before his first title shot against Okada was great.
I've never heard.
It's great.
Is in Japanese or English?
Japanese.
Okay, cool.
It was great.
Yeah, sure.
But he's not like, he doesn't project huge personality.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and that's kind of an issue with WWE because by the time you get to the main roster, that's what they expect.
Yeah.
They expect you to project the personality out to the crowd.
Well, you also, I mean, at this point, you also have to wonder. I mean, I think it's so silly. If you take a look at other superstars that have come from Japan, I mean, Shinsuke Nakamura, obviously, he was long NXT champion. They seem to understand far more what to do with him in NXT than they ever did on main roster.
Yes.
He is, however, the current Intercontinental champion. Although you just wonder, how much. I want the guy to have all the screen time. He had a decent feud with AJ Styles where he turned heel and started low blowing everybody.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of obvious. They really don't know what to do with Shinsuke Nakamura. Asuka's barely on TV. Kairi Sane's barely on TV.
Yeah.
And, we've always heard rumblings that Vince McMahon wants his wrestlers to have a strong English language base in terms of, their promos. I mean, that just practically speaking, if you want to get ahead, unfortunately, because it sucks because Asuka is supremely over. People really love her.
Oh, yeah. She's one of the best wrestlers on the planet.
I have never thought that's the case. But I'm not running WWE. Somebody else is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was Triple H in charge, I don't think he cares about that because look what he did with Asuka.
Look at
Shinsuke.
Look at Io Shirai right now.
And look, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, it's terrific stuff.
Strong character work and strong wrestling is like a universal language.
It is. I agree. Totally. Yeah, I agree. And there's yeah. So you have to look at if the money is just completely ridiculous, then yeah, okay. Maybe he's at that point where he's just like, oh man, I really want a lot of money.
Well, maybe it's a situation where if WWE gives him a strong offer for money, and he can go to NXT and see if he can carve out his own path there. But if he goes to the executives in New Japan and like, what's my future looking like, and they just kind of either shrug or say, well, you're kind of at it. I can understand it if he thinks.
Oh yeah.
If he thinks he's reached his, or he's told essentially he's reached his. Not that I think that's the case. He's reached his ceiling in New Japan. I could see where he'd think, oh, okay, maybe I'll look for another challenge.
Yeah. what you said a second ago is completely right, though. Like, they've very recently, repackaged him visually.
Yeah, he looks more like his ring gear looks more like it did when he first showed up in New Japan.
Right, exactly. It's less sort of the crust punk when we
more
started
like Space Pirate.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't know. It would seem that he could be poised to be a top 5 guy there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Those guys seem to like. Tanahashi's been around forever.
Yeah.
Okada's even been around for a while now,
and he's still young.
So
I think he and Sanada are the same age. I think they're both 31.
So I don't know. There's just in wrestling, there's across all companies, there's so much great talent, and there are limited spots for the being a top 5 guy in the company. But I would think that given how they're repackaging him, given they just gave him a win against Okada, you would think they would have huge plans for the guy.
And the thing about New Japan is they slow built a lot of storylines and a lot of wrestlers, and Sonata's build has been slow and meticulous.
Yeah.
And getting this win over Okada this weekend is a huge step towards really establishing him as a top main event player.
Yeah.
And it'd just be interesting to see. Obviously he's not really in contention to win the G1 this year. But say next year, should he win the New Japan Cup, take on Okada, whoever happens to be champ then, or the G1 next year? Because he has this thing now, Sanada does, where either before or during every matches, he plays with the crowd and gets a reaction from them. Yeah. And my understanding is that he's been doing that, and the crowd has been more and more responsive. He's super over.
Yeah,
he's
big time.
super over right now.
So the top 5 in New Japan:
Okada, Naito,
Tanahashi. Jay White was flirting with it for a while. Huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in that company right now. I'd put Kota Ibushi in over him easily.
Yeah, I would do that too.
And then maybe Sanada. I'd put Sanada over Jay White right now. I won't include Mox because he's
right. Yeah, you don't put Mox.
I don't know if Kenta is quite there yet.
Yeah, Kenta's not there. Hold on a second.
Unless I'm forgetting somebody.
Yeah, I know. I feel like we're forgetting somebody. G1 blocks.
It's kind of Okada, Tanahashi, Naito. Then there's a bit of a gap.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see here. I know I'm forgetting somebody right now. Nah, I wouldn't consider Ishii in there either. Oh, Ospreay.
Yeah. I'd say
so. It's what you're saying is kind of true. It's you got Okada, Tanahashi, Naito.
That's the top 3 guys, and then you have a bit
and then
of a
you've
step down.
got like basically a rotating, sort of 4th and 5th. You got Ibushi. Ospreay's really hot right now.
Yeah, Sanada.
So you have to consider Sanada.
You have Zack Sabre Jr. is almost knocking on that door.
Zack Sabre Jr. Yeah,
and you can't discount Ishii. He's been around forever. He's still really good. And
that's the thing about Ishii is that you can look at even Zack Sabre Jr., Ospreay, and Sanada are the 3 guys who are all being pushed as the next generation guys. Ishii's been around too long, I think, to be considered that. But then you also have, weirdly, even though he's been around for a while, Kota Ibushi, who just signed a New Japan exclusive last year.
Yeah.
So you've got those sort of 4 guys all sort of pushing their way up into those last 2 slots for the top 5 in New Japan. Or you can just consider them, 3 and 4, 7, I guess, top 7.
Yeah.
So, 7 people between the heavyweight and the Intercontinental Championship, that's not a bad scene to be in. That's a really good scene to be in. Sanada could easily be challenging for that IC title. I don't know how they handle if we go Naito and Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. Let's say Naito eventually drops that IC title so that he can really be main event mixing it up in the heavyweight title scene.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, Naito's said he wants to have both belts. He wants to hold both at the same time.
I don't know. I have no idea how they handle that. Do they? Has that happened before? Has anybody had to vacate?
I'm unaware.
Has there been? What was their Warrior Hogan situation? I don't know.
I think Naito is Intercontinental Champion. Okada is heavyweight champ. Would be that.
Right, but has it happened in the past?
Not that I'm aware of.
Force a vacating
not
of the
within
title?
the last 4 years, 5 years. I don't believe
we've
so.
Been watching anyways.
No, not that I'm aware of.
We don't know.
Man,
stop saying juice. Who's saying juice? Oh, it was one person, Prince Kuro.
Hey, man, he's got his fans. If he beats Mox, it's going to push him into the 8 spot maybe.
He's going to be in the number 1 spot at that point. Nah, man. Yeah, Jay White's also. I think Jay White's up there. I think I would put Jay White next to Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, I would too. I might. Well, I actually give him a slight edge because he's actually won.
He's been the heavyweight champion.
Yeah, he's won.
It's just lately, he's sort of pirate guy now.
Yeah, well, I mean, like he lost his first 3 matches of the G1, but they're all against Chaos members, so storyline wise, that made sense.
Yeah,
they were getting their revenge on him for trying to destroy the faction, and kind of succeeding to a certain degree.
They need to bring Yano back up into that top 3.
Heck yeah, man.
Yano's
Heck yeah.
great.
Heck yes.
Anyways, before I move on, Larson, here's a word from the sponsor for today's episode, HelloFresh. Who really likes cooking anymore, huh? You got to deal with getting out of the house to get groceries, deal with people. Then you got to prep everything without chopping a finger off. Then you got to spend hours cooking everything and hope whatever you put together isn't completely inedible.
Well, Steve, I got good news for you.
Unedible.
Unedible. I got good news for you because with HelloFresh, even you, Steve here, can conquer the kitchen.
Whoa.
Because they do all the shopping,
Ooh.
They do all the prepping,
Nice.
And their deliciously simple recipes take about 30 minutes to cook. With HelloFresh, you get pre-measured ingredients and easy-to-follow 6-step recipe cards with pictures delivered to your door each week. Makes cooking an absolute joy.
Ooh, that's right. And HelloFresh offers up a trio of meal plans to choose from, classic, veggie, or family, and you can switch between those options whenever you like. So wannabe cooks like me can get out of the recipe rut and start cooking outside my comfort zone by discovering new, delicious recipes with HelloFresh.
We had a chance to try HelloFresh, and it was top-notch. There's a huge variety of recipes, and the food has been awesome. I especially enjoyed the beef bulgogi. It was good. Wish I had some right now. And everything has been easy to cook. Right now, friendos can take advantage of HelloFresh's special offer. Get $80 off your first month by going to HelloFresh.com/GoingInRaw80 and using promo code GoingInRaw80, all one word.
Yeah, you can get $20 off each of your first 4 boxes by going to HelloFresh.com/GoingInRaw80 and entering promo code GoingInRaw80, all one word.
Thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's show, and you're really helping out Going In Raw by going to HelloFresh.com/GoingInRaw80 and using promo code GoingInRaw80.
You got that right.
Oh, yeah. Been waiting to talk about this. Triplemania.
See, I'm surprised that we're even talking about this now. I kind of feel like Triplemania should just be relegated to the live stream and then nothing else for the rest of the year.
Well, we need to fill out the show, too, so.
Good point. Let's talk about Triplemania.
We don't have to get into like the minutia, the little details. We can just talk overarching. Favorite moments.
I like that your notes here include just a Wikipedia.
Well, that's just so we have the card in front of us.
That's great.
That's why I didn't take any notes, which is probably why it was such an enjoyable experience.
There was actually an update. There was an update of sorts. Dr. Wagner Jr.
Oh, yeah.
He explained that his retirement will not be immediate. It will be rolled out.
Over the course of the next year.
It will be a gradual retirement.
So he will have his farewell match, Triplemania 28. Well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think you're right. Usually they set up next year's match like the year prior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least try to, unless something changes.
Yeah,
I think last year they were trying to set up LA Park versus Dr. Wagner Jr.
Can we talk, like, the big story coming out of Triplemania, though, obviously, was the amount of blood.
The hammer.
I would say the bigger story is just the sheer amount of blood.
That left Blue Demon's body.
Yeah. I was enjoying watching Matthew from Botchamania's live tweeting of him watching the show.
Yeah.
And him saying, "Oh, you guys want some blood? Oh, yeah, it's still gushing." And it's like,
Yeah. It looked like he was about to collapse after the match.
Yeah.
Matthew pointed this out kind of in one of his tweets, and I agree with him a lot, that last year, like, the joy of experiencing Triplemania was pretty much twofold. One, you see these wrestlers doing all sorts of insane stuff.
Sure.
That's wildly enjoyable. Sometimes they mess up a little bit. And that's funny so long as no one gets hurt.
Yeah, of course.
Secondly, last year at Triplemania, it felt like the whole show was on the brink of falling apart at any moment.
Yeah.
You had Vampiro farting on air, screaming for his music to play. There were spots that just seemed like were just barely held together.
What was the guy's name that was not Vampiro? John Valley? Was that his name?
John Dombrowski?
John Dabrowski?
For Triplemania this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He did a good job.
Okay, here's the problem, though. He did a good job.
Yeah, I know.
He was far too much the Chris Charlton of AAA. Mm-hmm. We need like a Chris Charlton, but way worse for AAA. We need somebody who knows like the same amount of Spanish I do.
Okay.
That's what we need. Really, we just need me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I'm not really well versed in.
Just go to your audition wearing your Mad shirt.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking, man.
Yeah, let's go audition for the role. You and Matt Stryker.
Right. I think it'd be terrific. I can
Yeah.
fart on here. But the bigger thing is, why wasn't Vampiro there?
He was there.
No, he was there. I mean, why wasn't he there in the commentary desk?
He's a rebel, man. Does what he wants to do. That's what he said on Twitter before the show.
So he
does what he wants to do.
He does what he
He does what he wants to do.
Well, and he didn't want to do
He's
commentary.
a rockabilly rebel.
Okay.
That's what he said in his Twitter. Anyways, it seemed like just all around the show was tighter. The production was tighter. There was a couple botches here or there. Nothing to the degree of a guy getting powerbombed headfirst into a table.
Yeah.
Aerostar had his huge spot. Seemingly landed it safely. I like that's his gimmick now. So long as he doesn't try to one-up himself every time and puts himself in near-death situations.
Yeah.
Just like all around the show was tight. For the most part, really well executed. Insane stuff happening. Awesome storytelling. We got someone get beat up with a hammer. Just across the board, it was just a really enjoyable show. Maybe part of it was because we were just, rather than doing how we do most streams where we're interacting with the audience, watching the show, but also we got to keep track of what's going on for our post-show recap and stuff.
Yeah.
We decided we're not going to do that this time.
I specifically told you.
Yeah, he told me don't take notes.
Don't take notes. We're not going to do a recap. There's
We're not
no
gonna do a
reason to
full-on
recap.
So it was just all about sitting in the moment, watching the show. Hilton was there. That was his first AAA show he's ever seen. He was into it.
He had a blast.
Yeah, it was an absolute blast. It was the most fun I've had watching a wrestling show in a really long time. And it was a really good show top to bottom.
I agree with that completely, and I think that should be our AAA experience going forward. If they continue to allow to co-stream, we will continue to co-stream.
Yeah.
And no notes, no recap.
Just fun.
Just fun in the moment. I think that's one thing that we both need more of in wrestling. It's like, Grant, I know that it's difficult for us because, look, I still enjoy wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I wouldn't do this if I didn't. I'd try to find something else. But with Triplemania, not having the pressure of, okay, now we have to go back and do a recap and stuff, and this is just living in the moment, it's terrific. And I was shocked. We had, like, generally speaking, if I recall correctly, for WrestleMania streams on YouTube, where we have our highest subscriber base, we usually have around 2,000 people. Maybe it gets down to like 1,500. I'm not sure if we've broken much past 2,000.
We've done over 2,000 a couple times as far as viewers.
But we've never reached like 2,500.
No, I think
3,000.
most we've ever got like 22 maybe.
Right, it hovers around. That's what I thought too. And the fact that we had 1,600 people watching with us. We outdrew, by the way, Impact.
Yeah.
They had a show running in LA, and they were live streaming that on Twitch, and we were outdrawing them by like a factor of like 400 people. Mm-hmm. They had like 1,200. We had like 1,600.
Yeah. I think I averaged about 1,500.
I think that was amazing. Apparently, also the Impact whoever's running their Twitch stream banned. I want to say it was Blue Monkey G.
Really?
Because he went into their chat and said, "Hey, everybody, Going in Raw is doing a AAA stream over here. Go check it out." And then they banned him permanently. So shout out to the friendo. I think it was Blue Monkey G. He mentioned it. I did like a stream last night.
Yeah.
And he mentioned that. I think it was him. So, way to take one for the team.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Street team.
Yeah, street team, exactly.
Street team. Anyways, we can just run through these matches real quick and just talk about some favorite moments. We don't have to do beat for beat.
Nick Kyle says he thinks that we went over 2,000 for the WWE versus AEW stream. And I think we did that one on Twitch, didn't we? What was the last one we did? That was the last one we did. I think we did it on Twitch.
Maybe.
Yeah, we did it on Twitch.
Maybe. Pre-show match was a hell of a lot of fun. It was Astro Lux, Dragon Bane, and Archangel Divino taking on Aramis, Toxin, and Ares. First team won. Tons of fun, just a spot fest.
It was a Yahweh a la Gloria match.
Yeah.
Keys to something. I think Yahweh is
Keys to Glory?
Keys to Glory. Yeah, that makes sense.
There you go.
I was like, who's Gloria? Is that the widow with the urn?
Oh, no, I don't think so. It was tons of fun, just spot after spot after spot.
Next up, we had Viano 3 Jr. and Lady Maravilla defeating. They're the new mixed tag champions.
Yeah, defeating the previous champions. Sorry, go ahead.
Nino Hamburger and I'm sorry. What is Nino? Oh,
Hamburger Boy.
Hamburger Boy and Big Mommy. They took on also Sammy Guevara and Scarlett Bordeaux and Australian Suicide and Vanilla.
The one thing about this match is we thought Lady Maravilla destroyed her leg. She was selling a broken leg.
Yeah.
And I don't know what she did with her foot and her boot, but it looked like there was a little turn.
Well, also, you expect that to happen in AAA. You expect feet to be broken and legs to be
it
broken.
would not be surprising considering all the crazy stuff.
But it was a big
these
work.
athletes
We got
do.
worked.
Yeah, we got worked hard.
Remarks.
She gets up. She helps her team secure the win. They are the new mixed tag team champions. Next, this is a hell of a match.
So the AAA has allegedly World Trios Championships. However, I'm not sure we saw them because the three guys. Number one, it said that it was vacant, but
2 of the 3 guys who eventually won were on the team that had the trio titles. Yeah.
But they didn't actually show any trios titles.
Not that I'm aware
2 of those guys
It's
had
a very
titles.
Steve W. or fun wrestling type thing.
2 of those guys had titles,
Yeah.
but they didn't look similar.
No. So the match was El Hijo del Vikingo, who's going to be a massive star. This guy is amazing. Mystices Jr. and Golden Magic, they defeated the Power of the North and Pimpinella, Mamba, and Maximo in a 3-way trios match. Man.
It wasn't just the Power of the North, man. It was the new Power of the North.
Oh, sorry.
El Nuevo.
El Nuevo.
Poder del Norte.
My mistake. My apologies. Hell of a match. Like I said, El Hijo del Vikingo is incredible.
Oh, he's great.
He
Everything
wears all
about
that
it.
gear and does
Yeah.
all he's smooth and does all this crazy, insane stuff.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Dude, it's spectacular.
Really
He's-
fun match,
yeah.
though. Next, Copa Triplemania.
Match of the night.
15-man.
Actually, no, that's not true.
Kind of battle royal / Aztec warfare type deal.
So, yeah, it's got Royal
Lucha
Rumble
Underground.
aspects.
Because you can eliminate someone by tossing to the top rope, but also pinning them.
And plus, they have like little countdown thing, but you get the entire amount of the countdown because it's legit. Okay,
It's a minute, yeah.
In WWE, you don't get to see the first chunk of time because they change it up person to person.
Yeah, they kayfabe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was all the participants: Pagano, Chessman, Eclipse Jr.,
Who is Chessman, please?
NWO Sting.
Very good.
La Parka, not LA Park, La Parka, Puma King, Aerostar, amazing entrance.
Oh, yeah.
Drago, Averno, Superfly, thankfully his head's fine.
Yeah.
Monster Clown, Murder Clown, Daga, Conan.
Yeah, Conan came down and was sipping on some Modelo.
Yeah, he's wearing a shirt, like a homemade shirt that had our president's face on it.
He came out and dropped a promo, like a
Well,
pro-Trump.
the country's president, not really my president.
A pro-Trump promo, and then
Yeah.
he came out with like a hand-drawn.
It looked like it, like a ballpoint pen was used on it.
a Trump shirt.
So that's how he's getting heat.
Yeah, that's like the cheapest heat.
It is super cheap heat. So he comes down. He's in the corner sipping on a Modelo, kind of giving directions. Out comes Vampiro. They hit his music.
They've got beef.
Oh,
Of course,
yeah.
long time beef.
And they're out there. They're fighting. They're taking bumps.
Dude, Conan took.
It was crazy. And Vampiro eliminated Conan, sent him over the top rope, and then just eliminated himself, kind of. He didn't go over the top rope, though.
Farted and then left.
Yep. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting
rad.
either of them to actually take some bumps and get on some action.
Pretty great.
And the final participant was Rhea Scorpion. Pagano ended up picking up the win. I don't know if the winner of Copa Triplemania gets anything anyways. LA Park comes out afterwards with a couple other guys with similar mass. They start beating up on him, and he challenges him to a hair versus mask match at a future date. So that should be good.
Terrific stuff.
Yeah, that's going to be bloody.
Next up, we had the Reina de Reinas Championship. That was the women's championship. It was a 7-woman TLC match. Tessa Blanchard picked up the win over Lady Shani, Taya, Fabi Apache, Chick Tormenta, who took a nasty spill. Tessa was going to push her off
Onto a ladder,
off
yeah.
the turnbuckle onto a ladder that had been set up, and then she just completely missed the ladder. Just wham,
Yeah, they
dead meat on the back.
They put they got the board out and kind of hastily put her on the board. They didn't secure her neck or anything.
No, she's probably fine.
Lady Shani introduced some thumbtacks to the match too out the ramp.
Oh, and Ayako Hamada and La Hydra.
La Hydra.
La Hydra.
Fun match. Tessa Blanchard picked up the win. She is a new women's champion. Fabi Apache was not happy about her winning.
No, she
So,
wasn't.
okay.
No, they have some history in Impact. When Impact visited, I was actually watching at the time. Impact visited Mexico, and they had a match, Fabi Apache and Tessa. So wouldn't surprise me if Tessa did the favors for Fabi Apache. But you never know. You never know at AAA.
Yeah.
After that, we had a trios match: Psycho Clown, Cody Rhodes, and the debuting Cain Velasquez.
Man,
He was
Kane
pretty
looked
good.
Great.
Yeah, he looked great.
Literally, we were watching. I was like, I don't think he'd be doing any reverse Ranas. What did he do right after I said that?
Reverse Rana.
Well, not a reverse Rana, but he did a
did a
Rana.
Rana.
He did a Rana.
Yeah.
He looked great. Kane looked great. He had a mask.
Yeah, he wrestled with a mask on.
Wrestled with a mascaris.
Mascaris. Con Mascaras.
The only issue I had with this match is that Taurus kind of got chumped out a few times.
He got supremely chumped out, man.
Like, he's a minotaur. He's a mythological creature. He should be dominating matches.
He should never express fear or apprehension.
None. Charge
everybody else in the match should be expressing all the fear over having to face an actual minotaur.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what time period they got this version of Killer Cross from, but evidently it was circa maybe 2013,
it's when he was a
2014.
member of NSYNC, because he looks a lot like Justin Timberlake with hair.
So he ditched the goatee and he grew out his hair
a little bit.
He looks 5 years younger.
Yeah.
He just looks like a green wrestler.
Yeah.
But Cody was having a lot of fun.
Cain Velasquez looked great.
And yeah, he was doing all sorts of great lucha moves. He did the thing where he holds onto somebody's hand and he climbs the ropes and does flippy stuff.
Yeah, did the arm drag, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was great.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, he looked good. And apparently, we were joking about this, although it seemed kind of obvious. WWE did have people watching him. They're going to be paying attention because he has 2 more shows, I believe 2 more matches in AAA on this current deal. WWE is going to keep an eye on him. And if they like what they see, we might be seeing another marquee star from the UFC join the WWE.
He signed up for 2 more matches in AAA, so we'll see.
That's what I just said. Yes.
Okay, sorry. Kane picked up the win. Tejano Jr. tapped out to the Kimura.
Mm-hmm.
Next, trios match, rematch from Fyter Fest. Laredo Kid and Lucha Brothers taking on the Elite. Of course, it's Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. It's always fun seeing the Young Bucks and Kenny kind of heal it up a little bit.
Oh, I know. It's great.
It's a lot of fun. This was tons of fun. Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid picked up the win. Pentagon and Phoenix hit like their version of the Meltzer driver, which is Pentagon doing a package pile driver. Phoenix comes off the top rope with a double stomp to pin, I believe it was Matt Jackson.
Yes.
And then afterward, they ran an angle where Kenny, so the Young Bucks kind of go up the ramp. Kenny gets back in the ring, grabs a mic, and says, "Hey, it's been lots of fun here in Mexico," because I believe it's his first time in Mexico.
Yeah.
But he says, Pentagon, you're great. Laredo Kid, you're great. Ray Phoenix, you have something I want. I want a chance at your mega championship.
Yeah, Phoenix is their big champion.
Yeah.
And so he said, I will prove to you that AEW is better than AAA.
Yep.
The fact that he said that kind of wouldn't surprise me if they did in LA. It makes sense. It's like sort of in AEW's. No, they're out of Jacksonville technically, but the Young Bucks are out of LA.
Yeah.
I don't know what is Kenny Callahan doing? Do we know that?
Well, he's from Winnipeg. I don't know where he resides currently.
I don't know where he lives. Hopefully we'll get that match sooner than later. Maybe they'll do it at Madison Square Garden.
It's possible. That's in September, and then October is the LA show, I think.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I don't know.
It'd be cool. Yeah, I just don't know, what Kenny's contract. I know AEW and AAA have a partnership deal, but as far as
that, I think would supersede any if you have a partnership with a company, then
yeah. I just don't know, because how strict they're going to be about Kenny wrestling in the States for another company. I just don't know.
Yeah,
but I guess the whole angle is I'm going to prove that AEW is better than AAA. I don't know. Yeah. I just don't know. I don't know, man. Finally, main event: Blue Demon Jr. versus Dr. Wagner Jr. in a mask versus hair match. I was anticipating a bloodbath, and this exceeded whatever expectations I had in that regard. Because, within the first 30 seconds, they're brawling through the crowd. Dr. Wagner obviously gets his blade out and cuts himself.
It was the most obvious blading I probably have ever seen. I don't think I've seen
both of them were literally doing this.
It was like he was not concerned about where the cameras were, about hiding it. He just sort of went. He was sort of he was selling some stuff that Blue Demon was giving him.
Yeah,
but he just sort of takes it out and he's like just sitting there like.
Yeah.
So it's like digging in his hand.
And then Blue Demon Jr., when he blades, he's on the mat forever.
Yeah.
He's like cutting all over the place, and he's just bleeding buckets.
It was just everywhere. Yeah.
And then they start getting weapons. There's cookie sheets that come out, and then Blue Demon Jr. gets a hammer from under the chair or under the ring.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Rogelio Adame says Phoenix said that the match will be in Mexico in the promo.
Okay.
So cool.
Okay.
All right.
He gets a hammer out and comes up behind Dr. Wagner and just hits him in the back with the hammer. It didn't look like he pulled any punch there.
No, it really didn't.
So Dr. Wagner Jr. is on the mat, and then Blue Demon Jr. hits him in the hand with the hammer. Blue Demon is bleeding tons.
Yeah.
It's just raining down off his face.
Buckets.
And then Dr. Wagner's selling hand. He gets up. Again in the back with the hammer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's the level of brutality and violence I was not expecting.
Kyle says, "What if they accidentally cut What if they accidentally cut too deep? What if they intentionally cut too deep? Because I'm pretty sure that's what they did."
Yeah. Well, Blue Demon did.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Dr. Wagner was mostly covered with Blue Demon's blood. I mean, he cut and he was bleeding a bit, but Blue Demon was bleeding buckets.
They were able to like sort of wipe it away with Wagner Jr. before he got his haircut.
Yeah.
But with Blue Demon, it was
It's just pouring out the whole time.
Yeah. His mask was soaked.
Oh, it was so much blood.
Yeah,
it was a great match, though. I mean, they had the drama was there. The crowd was super into it. There's this moment where, since Blue Demon hit Dr. Wagner's hand with the hammer, he's working over that arm, and he had him in a Fujiwara armbar, and the ref didn't see Dr. Wagner tap. And so he thought, oh, maybe Dr. Wagner is going to pull this one out, and Blue Demon Jr. is going to lose his mascaras. But no, in the end, Blue Demon Jr. picks up the win. Dr. Wagner cuts off his ponytail. Blue Demon shaves some of his head before the rest of Dr. Wagner's entourage does it. Wagner grabs the mic and says, hey, I'm retiring.
Yeah. And
then Blue Demon Jr. says something like, he seemed disrespectful of Dr. Wagner's legacy was the gist I got.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we're going to see more between these two. Who knows?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Maybe, who knows? It was a hell of a match, though, and a hell of a show. It was tons of fun. Lastly, before we get to some questions in our Raw preview, first details for WWE 2K20 came out today. Trailer was cool, too. Did you watch that trailer?
Yeah, it was cool.
It was pretty good.
I watched all of our friendos, the WWE the proper WWE 2K20 or 2K YouTube influencers, if you will. Austin Creed, Xavier Woods hosted a video that they all pushed out with details. So let's talk about a little bit about these details.
First, cover stars. We're pretty much right. Becky Lynch is one of the cover stars, along with the aforementioned Roman Reigns. Showcase mode is back and is focusing on the Four Horsewomen.
That's cool.
This is from the press release. Quote, story-driven, objective-based 2K showcase the women's evolution will follow the careers of the Four Horsewomen, Becky, Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha. Makes sense why Sasha was doing some work with 2K.
Yeah, sure.
As reported.
Yeah.
Great news here. Both men and women, my career modes. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. Stephanie Thunder coming to your...
There you go.
Yeah, whatever.
And Larson coming to WWE ring soon. Mixed tag matches.
Yeah.
You do that now.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Now there's also be a new game mode called Original. Again, this is from the press release. Quote, the game will also introduce a new service model, WWE 2K20 Original, set to deliver a wealth of 2K showcase add-on content for player exploration beyond the game's initial launch. Each of the WWE 2K20 Originals will present a new playable world in its own unique theme, with more details to be announced in the coming months. The Originals is downloadable content that might require additional purchase. Pulse, Friendo Pulse, posted a couple of screenshots. It looked like one of them was like a Wyatt Compound type deal.
Yeah, it's like a swamp match type
with
thing.
With Swamp Thing, Bray, and Braun Strowman.
Braun looked kind of like a Frankenstein type thing going on. I wonder if that was going to be his thing.
So that's cool.
Yeah. So he also James also Pulse speculated that he believed the Originals packs would be doled out throughout the year to sort of freshen up the game experience a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of what is insinuated here.
Because once you get to the end of like the new like the DLC that they have, which is just like releasing player packs. I know they do update like the towers.
Yeah.
For like every pay-per-view, they update them, and I think just throughout the year they do. But I do like the idea of just more content throughout the year. We're both a big fan of just sort of the creative things you can do with it, and I like that over the past 2 years, 2K19 and 2K20 now. They have been their goal last year was to make the game more fun, and hence that's why we have more of a story-based My Career. So it looks like they're doubling down on that this year with the men and women, and then this Originals thing where look, the bottom line is just don't be afraid to get goofy with it.
Exactly.
And that's what it seems like they're going to be.
Yeah, with the originals, it seems like they're loosening up on adhere to WB kayfabe a bit.
There was a little bit in the trailer with the My Career stuff where I think it was Papa Shango was in it. So I like that they're also incorporating, in a clever story-based way, legends.
That's cool.
So that's kind of neat.
And finally, if you get the collectors or deluxe editions of the game, you'll get some in-game bonuses, including, quote, playable superstars. China.
That's cool.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Mankind, I believe it's Rock and Stock Connections.
Yeah.
Mankind. And then The Rock with his $500 shirt.
With his amazing shirt, yeah.
So that's cool. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
And then over in Discord, somebody noted that in Discord there is a bunch of clips that people had taken from our live stream. So if apparently there's a best of, if you're interested in that, in our Discord, you can get access to that for $1 on our Patreon. I'm going to push that link out for the new patrons today.
Yes.
I'm going to do that today. I meant to do that this weekend. The Discord link. But yeah, let's see here. Aerostar's entrance. There's that. Us hitting 1,500 viewers, and there was a big spot. Yeah, all the big moments. There's how many of these? Jeez, there's a bunch of them. I don't know how they can. We have no control over that. People can just clip your stream.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And then put it somewhere. So y'all are doing your due diligence.
Yeah, we don't have any say in that. I don't think we have any control over that.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, the stream's not even on our channel anymore. I don't know what else we can do.
The stream's on our channel anymore.
I don't know what else we can do. Anyways, we can't do Raw preview, Steve. Let's do Raw preview.
My favorite time of the week.
All right, go ahead.
How injured is Seth Rollins heading into his SummerSlam battle with Brock Lesnar?
I think he was wrestling on house shows, so I guess he's not hurt that
But
bad.
he did have DDP rib tape.
Oh.
However, he was not going under his real name. Fat piece of ass.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins squared off against Dolph Ziggler this past Monday night on Raw. Universal Champion Brock Lesnar made a surprise appearance on the red brand, unleashing on the Architect with a savage succession of F5s, even going so far as to assault Rollins as he was being loaded into an ambulance on a stretcher. Rollins underwent a series of evaluations at a local medical facility, but refused to disclose any details regarding his medical condition to WWE Digital. As such, and given Rollins' silence since that night, it remains to be seen what kind of damage the Beast incarnate doled out to a SummerSlam challenger. Lesnar will be in the house for the final Raw before SummerSlam.
SummerSlam's this weekend.
It's this weekend.
Yeah.
Will the King Slayer also make an appearance?
So we're streaming SummerSlam for sure. We're doing a reaction stream. Are we doing TakeOver too?
I mean, we should.
Yeah, we should. All right.
Yes.
Then we will.
Are there going to be any AAA wrestlers at TakeOver?
Don't believe so.
What a bummer.
I know. Serious bummer. Next, was someone responsible for the Roman Reigns forklift incident in the closing moments of Tuesday night SmackDown Live? Improperly secured lighting equipment nearly crushed Roman Reigns. And
you know what we should do? Sorry, I'm going to cut you off. I kind of do. You know what we should do? What we should do is co-stream. Just hear me out before you say anything. Co-stream TakeOver, right? Put it on our screen along with us, right? But we'll just have little video game sticks. And so we'll be telling people that we're playing the game.
I think people are onto that. Someone did that with UFC once.
I know. That's a great idea.
It was a really good idea.
But they haven't done it for WWE yet.
I think people will be onto that pretty quick, man.
Probably, right? Sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
And although an investigation determined that the near catastrophe was caused by forklift driver error, speculation abounds that someone has specifically targeted the big dog. If that's the case, who could have been responsible? Might have been Samoa Joe, who brawled with Reigns on Raw after their Samoan Summit to squash their beef ended before it started. What about Drew McIntyre, whose personal issues with Reigns are far from over after a series of brutal encounters? Could the best in the world, Shane McMahon, have had a hand in orchestrating a deliberate plot to put Reigns on the shelf, or worse? Or was simply an accident caused by human error on the part of the forklift operator, whose identity has not been revealed?
Ooh, man, they're speculating. Roman even tweeted out.
It's like, yeah, I think it was an accident, y'all.
He tweeted out. He said, the crew works really hard. This was simply an accident. Case closed.
Yeah.
Case closed.
It's his yard. If he says case closed, case closed.
Right? Why else would he tweet it out?
Is this all a red herring?
This is, why? What are they all to, this WWE's nothing but red herrings. Why are they even talking about this? It's case closed. And on top of that, it's a SmackDown issue. It's not a Raw issue.
Correct.
Anyways, moving on. Will Becky Lynch and Natalia's rivalry continue to escalate? See, that's the thing, dude. they want to boost ratings on SmackDown, just advertise, the whole thing for SmackDown. Just do that. There's all that business right there.
Oh, it's Juan Ortiz. Saw that we got some of his shirts on the show.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to wear mine this week. It's great.
I know I need to wash mine. Will Becky Lynch and Natalia's rivalry continue to escalate? Do you think it's going to continue to escalate before I read this preview?
Yeah, it's got to escalate up until the point of their match at SummerSlam, at which point it'll be they'll squash that beef, and then they'll...
All right, well, I'll let you know here in preview.
Yes, let me please.
After Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch interrupted Natalia's pre-Raw training sesh with Fit Finlay to lock her SummerSlam challenger in the disarm her, the Queen of Hearts retaliated later in the night by trapping the man in her own signature submission hold, the Sharpshooter, also known as
Scorpion Deathlock.
After the attack, Natalya pondered whether she should make their Raw Women's title bout at the biggest event of the summer a submission match, but then withheld the official challenge because she doubted Lynch would be bold enough to accept it.
But then now that the stipulation is actually on the match. It is a submission match.
Confirmed by WWE.
Yeah.
So they didn't bring that into the story. They just confirmed it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Are we just old? Do we not know how things...
that's why I said earlier, we are old.
Are we just out of touch with how things should be?
Well, in my mind, there's a segment that could be had there where Becky's like, oh, you don't think I'm...
Would AEW do that?
Announce stipulations on Twitter?
Versus letting him play out on story.
I think if it was introduced on TV, I'd like to hope they would let it play out on TV, or at least in some sort of video.
Maybe we're
not just
old.
a statement on Twitter.
Anyways,
continue.
What will be the next chapter in the red hot rivalry between Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch and Canada's favorite daughter, Natalya?
Yeah, probably their match at SummerSlam.
She said, you know what? I'm challenging Natalya to this match, but now I'm going to not do this match because I don't think she can win this.
There you go.
Then you know how to have the match.
There you go. Will the OC keep their celebration going into SummerSlam? Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
Snared
the Raw Tag Team titles this past Monday night by winning a triple threat match. Pair that with the U.S. title around AJ Styles' waist, and the OC is dripping with championship gold and champagne heading into SummerSlam. That's not true. AJ cannot get that champagne open.
Champagne.
Yes.
Would you like some champagne?
No, don't go.
No, don't go.
But with Ricochet preparing to reclaim Styles' title at SummerSlam with an entire division in pursuit of Gallows and Anderson.
Machine Gun.
Can the OC maintain the momentum heading into the biggest event of the summer?
Heck yeah, man. I think they can.
I think they can, too.
What's next for WWE's first pregnant champion? By defeating, in quotation marks, her husband and capturing the 24/7 title, Maria Kanellis became WWE's first ever pregnant champion. I'm telling you, man, that's such a rip-off of fun wrestling. And despite Drake Maverick's social media bravado, no superstar has dared to challenge her for her newly won prize. Will Maria remain our 24/7 champion until her second child is born? Don't miss the final Raw before SummerSlam, live at 8/7 Central on USA Network. When is her OBGYN appointment?
I thought she said this next week.
Next week or 2 weeks?
I thought
next week?
I thought she said last week.
Okay. All right.
We'll see. I don't know. Let's answer some questions. Nick C. Moxley was at FSW recently. Sad I wasn't there. That's a bummer. Matthew Denton, will you ever bring back Friendo Road? Yeah.
So we've kind of been bringing it back on. We've
Twitter.
been doing Road to Friendo Road on our Twitter.
Yeah.
We'll probably conglomerate all those on YouTube. Once
I think so. At some point.
It's the build to the Mayhem Miller match.
Mm-hmm. Which is coming up here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
About 3. A little bit less than 3
We
weeks.
probably should do another one of those.
Yeah, we'll do one of those before the match happens for sure. For sure. Josh Lazo, here's money. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Josh. Dom L, go back to TNA and be the great Sanada again. That's his advice for Sanada.
Cody Miles says, new intro idea. Welcome to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast on Twitch that is statistically more popular than Impact Wrestling pay-per-views.
Well, that's a lot to remember.
Yeah.
Jay Sean Lawrence, thank you. Dragon Reborn. Blue Demon was watching old Aces and Eights clips. I guess they used a hammer at some point. Charles Miller asked, where is the Triplemania VOD? We kind of already answered that.
Yes, we did. Let's see here. Looking for other questions here on Discord. So, yeah. I forgot about this. Yeah, Austin Creed said, for those of you asking about GM mode, give me 2 to 3 months and I'll be able to hopefully give you some good news. And then Adam Darwin also notes, if I recall correctly, this is actually going to be a mobile GM mode game made by Up Up Down Down.
Oh, that's cool.
That's interesting.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Johann von Wolfhausen. How many times has Damian Priest watched Triple H's scenes in Blade 3 to channel Blade 3 to channel his inner vampire?
So many times.
All the times.
All the times. Every time.
Jay Sean Lawrence. Maybe Reigns' attacker was Idris Elba's character from Hobbs and Shaw. That'd be some interesting movie crossover.
That was pretty good, actually.
Steve Sias Snitsky to win the 24/7 title from Maria.
A dark period.
I'm not sure they want to revisit that.
And babies in WWE, dark period. Let's see here. Juan Ortiz. Look at that. Holy crap, had no idea about this, but Quiet Wyatt Designs sent a care package over to Going In Raw. That's incredible. No, Juan, you're incredible.
Those shirts are great.
Designs are incredible. Maybe we should get him to do a design for
That'd
us.
be awesome.
How neat would that be?
That'd be incredible.
Would be legit.
Select. Cody Miles asked, best moment of Triplemania. Is it Big Mommy's corkscrew, the fake leg break, the Vampiro no-showing commentary, the hammer shot?
Well, you can't say Vampiro no-showing commentary. That was a low moment.
Yeah. No, it's Aerostar. When he descended from the roof
They
of the
cut
arena.
to the chase.
And he just jumped off on
They just
everybody.
cut to the
It was
chase.
Amazing. Because that's what we all wanted. We don't know how high, what is Aerostar going to jump off of. That's his gimmick now. They worked into the show. So long as he keeps it safe and sane, I'm all about it.
So here's the thing, though.
What?
The thing that I love most about Triplemania is unpredictability. I didn't see a hammer and cinder block coming into the
Oh,
equation.
you mentioned the cinder block for the finish.
He didn't even mention the cinder block.
Wow.
So I'm going to go with, I'll be honest, Wagner Jr., Blue Demon. So far of 2019, my personal match of the year.
It was great.
There was so much blood. There was cinder block. There were multiple Dr. Wagner Jr.'s. A very skinny Blue Demon.
Yeah.
And then Blue Demon himself just bleeding everywhere.
Gosh.
That to me is everything. Like that's prime W Steve W. If I could do all that in W Steve W,
Yeah.
I'd be happy.
They topped W Steve W in that
They
respect.
exactly. That's the point. They topped. I didn't think anybody could top W Steve W.
And they did it.
They did it.
That's why AAA is our new favorite promotion.
So I would say Hammer and Cinderblock are my top.
Carlos asks, when will you guys become a channel that solely covers AAA?
Well, that's in our ideal world. I like that
Yeah.
some people were like legitimately answering that question. They were saying, well, they would lose subscribers. Number one, we're losing a lot of subscribers right now anyways. Number two, I'm sure he's joking.
Yeah.
Whoever's asking that is a joke. But that would be ideal.
Oh, I
honestly.
think so.
We would both need to learn Spanish for that.
Yeah, I mean, I
Work.
think if we could both learn Spanish, I think that would be actually a good idea. We'd probably gain subscribers.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Jeffrey Nguyen, a shot of tequila for Triplemania Friendos. Cheers.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. It's kind of early, though.
Well, I mean, he's on the East Coast. It's 3 hours ahead there. Oh, here we go, Mr. Triplemania, Juan Guerrero Jr. Predictions for the main event of next year's Triplemania. Also, Kenny Omega is totally winning the Mega Championship from Phoenix, right?
What? No.
I'd be shocked.
You think they're gonna trade? You think they're gonna trade titles the way the Lucha Brothers and Young Bucks did? It's possible.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
If that partnership is a deep one,
That'd be pretty cool.
be honest with me. Who would you rather see a partnership with AEW, New Japan, or AAA?
I mean, we've seen a little bit of the AAA or the AEW. Would you ask New Japan or
Who, if you got to choose, if Tony Khan came to you and said, "Man, look, I got
between
I got
AAA and
two
New Japan?
partnerships on the table. Who should I partner AEW with, AAA or New Japan?" How are you even thinking about this, AAA?
Yeah, it's AAA.
How are you thinking about
It's AAA.
this? We might Luchasaurus versus Minotaur.
Oh, it'd be great.
Wait, no, Taurus
Taurus
versus Luchasaurus.
All right, let's answer Mr. Triplemania's question. He is Mr. Triplemania. What's going to be the main event for Triplemania next year? Dr. Wagner Jr., he's retiring. So he'll have his farewell match. I don't know if that's going to be the main event, though.
Thought it'd have to be, right? I don't know.
Seems like, based on the last 3 years, it's some sort of mask versus hair match.
Look, the great thing about AAA is you can't predict it, man. I don't know.
So let's say this. Let's speculate. L.A. Park, he's got this mask versus hair match against Pagano coming up. I'm guessing that's not going to be Triplemania. L.A. Park wins that. Someone else comes to the ring and then challenges L.A. Park to a hair versus mask match main event Triplemania.
Dude,
Who is that other person?
What are you even trying to do right now, man? This is AAA. You can't predict it.
Okay, I won't predict it.
I mean, what you're using right now is that noggin, and you're applying logic. It's AAA. There's no logic. Things just happen. Dr. Wagner says, I'm retiring. And then a day later, he says, well, my retirement's going to take...
I think it was right after the show.
He said, well, my retirement's going to take a year.
Yeah.
No, man. You retire. You just retire. That's it. Yeah. We were shocked. Oh, my God, he's retiring?
I know. I was thoroughly upset about that.
Retiring.
I just discovered Dr. Wagner Jr. I don't want to lose him already.
I know.
Retirement.
I know.
Aaron Sandlin, thoughts on Riddle's comments about WCW wrestlers?
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it. All these old timers are coming out now. Jericho's will work. But like Booker T. Did Lance Storm say something?
He must have because
okay, he didn't mention Lance Storm, and of course he said it was Booker T, Lance Storm, Jericho, who tweeted whatever. And then somebody else. Who gave him the most like about Goldberg? I forget. Anyways, Matt Riddle. I love Matt Riddle. I'll take him over any of them.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Dan Boss, who's someone in New Japan that's never held the world title that you think will someday? Sanada.
I would go with maybe, man, shouldn't it be like Ishii's got to carry that thing at some point?
I don't know, man.
Right?
He's on the downside of his career, probably. He's been around forever.
Has he, though?
I think so. I mean, he was one of the original members of Chaos when they formed. In 2006? So he's been there at least 13 years. The 2006 or 2009 that Chaos was formed.
I don't know.
But I think he was wrestling even before that.
He's 43 years old. He debuted when I graduated high school in 1996.
See?
Been around forever. Though pushed for most of his career as an undercarder without any major championship wins. Yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like if anybody... I feel like...
2009 is when Chaos formed.
I mean, yeah, you can go, look, Kota Ibushi, Ospreay, who did you say? Sonata. Mm-hmm. Those are like, they all should.
Yeah.
But Ishii's been around so long and he's still relevant.
Jeffrey Nguyen, do an English abridged version of AAA commentary. I don't know what that means.
Doing an English abridged version of AAA commentary.
Gigabyte asks, what was your match of the night at Triplemania? It's going to be the main event. That main event was something else.
Jeffrey Nguyen, you don't have to send us another super chat, but what are you talking about? I want to answer your question, but I don't know really what you're talking about.
Main event was incredible.
For Triplemania?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Dude, I'm telling you, it might be my match of the year so far.
It was really good.
So much blood, cinder block, and hammer.
I know.
Like, seriously.
Eric Kolunga, do you think that Okada losing to Sanada is in response to the increasing interest by WWE? Thank you, friendos. Your friendo from El Paso. Terrible thing happened in El Paso over the weekend.
Yeah, man. It's just increasingly more and more difficult to like even look at the news lately. It really is. Like, obviously our hearts go out. Yeah. It's so difficult to talk about because obviously our government is fairly useless in dealing with this stuff.
Yeah, fairly, completely
and total. Well, in the past they at some point assault weapons were banned. And then that
currently useless.
That ban was allowed to be expired.
Yes.
And they're completely and totally useless. Like the government, we have a military to protect us, and they do a pretty damn good job of that from foreign invaders. Why is it they can't figure something out? They're lawmakers, enact laws,
you shouldn't have
do
to
your job.
Go shopping and worry about getting shot.
No, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't be a worry. So hearts go out to people in El Paso.
Guess what happens in other countries when this stuff happens? Laws are made, and then things get better.
Yep.
That's how it works.
Anyway, to answer Eric's question, do you think Okada losing the Sonata is in response to increased interest in WWE? Just in terms of their stories, Sonata's story especially, he's had several matches with Okada and haven't been able to beat him. And if you're going to use this as a springboard to catapult him to the next level, it makes all the sense in the world. Huge win over Okada. Sonata's not going to win the G1. Okada's still got a pretty good shot at it. But still, it's a huge win for Sonata, something he can say, especially going forward. I beat you. Now I deserve another title shot.
Yeah.
Maybe that one he wins.
Yeah. Jeffrey Nguyen clarifies, probably didn't use the right wording, but just dub your commentary over the show.
Oh.
Make it up if two would be funny. I think Jeffrey's done a couple shots. But, I'd love to do that stuff, man.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I'd love to do that stuff.
It'd be fun.
I was going to look at something, and I forgot what it was.
Okay.
I totally forgot what it was. Anyways, I guess I'm not going to do that now.
Okay.
Let's see here. Oh, no, that's what I was going to look up. So CMK Zombie Killer said, did you guys get invited to the 2K20 thing? Because Luge on her channel is interviewing the wrestlers for the 2K20 game. I was going to look at Luge's...
yeah, I saw she posted on Twitter an interview she had with Becky Lynch.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, I just want to read that question so that we can send people over to Luigi. It's Luigi PS3, I think it is.
Yeah.
LUGEYPS3.
Yeah.
If she's doing that, we love Luigi. She's great.
Oh, she's great.
She's terrific.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Generally, the way the 2K20 stuff works is they sort of assign different influencers different things to do. They roll it out like amongst a bunch of different channels. Hopefully, we'll be invited this year to do something. We haven't yet, but sometimes it's just short notice. And if we don't, there's tons of great content out there. We'll be liking that stuff and retweeting that stuff.
Absolutely.
We're friends with all those people.
Yeah, Paul's Tony Pizza Guy, Luge.
But we also kind of understand that we straddle a certain line between being a dirt sheet aggregator.
Yeah.
And
well, also wrestling show recappers.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the gaming part's just a part of what we do.
Yeah, it's part of what we do, and we understand that, there are channels more focused on that, that perhaps they would prefer to spend, to push that stuff to and
Obviously.
through.
Yeah.
So, whatever they decide to do, we're fans of the 2K franchise.
Totally.
And we're looking forward to 2K20.
Yep.
So, yeah, anyways, what do we have coming up for Overrun?
Probably talk about The Rock.
Okay, cool.
This is like peak non-news pretty much.
All right, that sounds good. See, Daniel Hurst says, hopefully I'll get to interview Corbin.
Yeah, man. Yeah, great.
I don't know.
Great.
I don't know about that. We'll have to ask him about his gaming
His streams,
enterprise.
Yeah, man. He's a gamer.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about that.
Anyways. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.